My name is Usman Sheikh. I'm the founder and CEO of a digital marketing company called WebWorks Labs. And I'm also a college instructor that teaches strategy and marketing. Today, my love letter and discussion is about Netflix.
Welcome to Branding Love Letters, exploring the emotions brands evoke and the journeys they take us on. I'm Sam Thorogood, a graphic designer and your host. In each episode, I invite a guest to pick their favourite brand and unpack why it means so much to them. This podcast is a celebration of the branding that informs, impacts and inspires us. So, without further ado,
Yeah, so when I was in university, and I'm dating myself because Netflix at that point was still doing DVD rentals through the mail, and that's how that company came about. And I um, was exposed to giving it a shot because at that point we're working with a very limited budget, and we didn't have the internet in our pockets the way we do it smartphones. So everybody got DVDs and rented out, and for us it was Blockbusters or what have you. And at that time, that was the best place to go get movies. And given we were students and we had very limited budget, that $8 appeal to get something on your mobile with a Wi-Fi with unlimited access to entertainment was an instant connection. And I got exposed to it at that time, and I was like, "What is this?" And ever since then, I haven't let go.
and what was it about the brand that initially sort of drew you in, piqued your interest?
Well, it was as a student in university, you look for something that is no frills, that is a simple promise, and that gives you a tremendous amount of value in a very limited price. Something that's intuitive and easy to use, something that uses technology, and all of those things kind of attracted me towards it initially. Obviously, the logo, the design, the intuitiveness of the platform when you do log in, all those things help reinforce that initial impression. But it was definitely just like, when you're looking to get lunch, you go to places that provide a lot of bulk food or stuff a box. And I felt like for us and me and my friends, Netflix was like, hey, for $8, you get all this value. And it's like, yes, I must go to it and try it out. And you don't have to worry about late fees or dropping your DVDs back or being gouged from the competition at that time. And for us, I was like, yes, this is a no-brainer. Although the programming and the amount of the content that's there now was nowhere near what it is now, because it was just starting out. But for the value and for the entertainment and the price value equation, it was just phenomenal.
Have you seen it change a lot? So comparing it now to what it was when you first came across it, what's changed?
Oh, it's grown so much, and I've loved the journey that it's been on. It's from something that was a DVD rental company and a mail order company that would you would get DVD mailed to your door, and it would say, okay, you have some time to return it, and if you can't return it, we'll just charge you $10 and you can keep the DVD. That in itself was a very innovative concept to becoming a streaming app in a time when there weren't a lot of companies that were even considering it. In fact, a lot of companies and its competition and category discounted this business model altogether. It took so much guts to take that leap, saying, hey, we're going to become an internet company that only provides this form of entertainment online. Well, everybody was doubling down on doing DVD rentals and hardware and what have you. And Blu-rays were still a thing at that point, and DVDs. And they said, no, we're going to get away from all that, and we're going to go on a subscription model only, and we're going to get away from this DVD. That milestone was like, I was like, wow, somebody has so much guts, because they're going to go through and literally shed the skin that they were born from and start something completely different, yet still providing the same end goal to the user, which is great entertainment. And that milestone to where they then grew into, um, you know, providing and building original content. And I think at one point they've introduced something called the House of Cards. And at that point, obviously, we didn't know Kevin Spacey was a predator, and and unfortunately, he ended up being a very bad human being, and obviously he's done. But at that point, when it was introduced, and that character development, that original story and content production, it was in line and as good as HBO content, or content that requires a lot of skills, armies, and very specialized people to produce and develop. And Netflix came about, instead of becoming a streaming device, to a production powerhouse. So they continued evolving and growing over the years, and now they're growing even more, and they're exploring and innovating into new territories, new areas, and new experiences. And that's what I love about the brand. It's so about the customer. It's so about being ahead of the game and providing so much value that others don't see. And it's okay to learn, and it's okay to fail. And it does fail. It does see setbacks. And there were times when Reed Hasslings, the founder and CEO of the company, struggled and was on the brink of bankruptcy because of the guts. And they even went and asked Blockbuster to buy them out because they were struggling so much. And Blockbuster said no. And imagine where Blockbuster would be here to if they ended up saying yes. But it took guts and it took courage, and that's what I love about the brand. It's always about the customer. It's always about the innovation, about originality.
Have you always been a film fan?
I love good storytelling. I love storytelling so much that I actually write stories. I create a lot of social content and campaigns for our clients, and that's why I kind of fall in love with the career that I'm in. I love design. I love, any kind of ways where you can showcase and engage an audience. And obviously, a platform that provides original content or provides ways to kind of absorb you into a story is phenomenal. And obviously, I gravitate towards it. Into stories so much now that I actually watch stories outside of like the English language. I played around with Korean dramas. I do a lot of Japanese anime. I've done Bollywood and South American films. So it's because the story is so important, and there's so much that can be taken, absorbed from the story that sticks with you and leaves such a memorable impression. And the beauty of that, all that is, all those categories that I just mentioned are available in one platform, which is pretty powerful.
What emotions does it evoke when you think of Netflix as a brand?
Leadership, and I think about awe. I think about revolutionariness. I think about grit. I think about surprise, and I do. Those are the things that those are the words that jump out, that evoke a certain sense of appeal towards this uh, uh, this brand. It's all the powerful emotions and characteristics that help me gravitate and keep me grounded and stay as loyal fan as I am for this brand. Right. So you definitely do feel like it's a strong, happy, content feeling that yes, someone is doing the right things, and they have the right management, the right engineers, right team members, right social and brand team that is really interested in providing unparalleled experience that leads the industry, and has done that for a long time and continues to do so.
And off the back of that, talk to me about the visual identity and how you see that working in the broader picture of Netflix as a brand.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you think about it, we do design and development and logo design at WebWorks Labs for a lot of our clients. So, we study logos, and it's such a simple logo. And the name itself is such a simple. It's internet and it's movies or flicks. It's an and the logo is intuitive. It's Netflix because it's the end there. And but I love the logo reveal, and it makes sure it takes its time to emphasize that, especially when its own original programming is there with that that awesome logo reveal that it's unique to the brand, and they've emphasized it consistently in an awesome manner with intuitive design. They've evolved it with some color differences and different palettes. Before it was white, then it became black, what have you. But the end has stayed there. The music and the audio cues are always consistent, and just overall the design and the feel, the color palette, and the experience has been consistent over the last 20 years. Whether that red, that shade of red, and that hue and saturation has been consistent, and they've worked really hard to maintain that in every touch point they've had, whether it's through the social media, whether it's through their website, whether it's through the user experience within the app. And that says their commitment to good design and visual identity systems.
We'll be back with today's guest in a short moment. I wanted to just jump in to say thank you. Thank you for listening, for choosing to listen to this podcast above all of the other ones that you could be listening to right now. And also wanted to say that the podcast is released on the 14th of every month. There's a new episode that goes out on the 14th of the month. And normally it's just one episode, but this month there is more than one episode. So do check out what else has been released today. If you're enjoying this one, listen to the others, and do share the podcast with friends, with family, with colleagues, with cats and dogs and people in the street that you wander past. Just, spread the word about branding love letters. Okay, let's get back to the conversation. What has Netflix done that has really surprised you?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, to me, it really is the amount of programming that they've committed to. They do continue to surprise every few years. They do take big, bold steps. And I think that's in the nature of the industry, or, now that before they had the first mover advantage. And they took the lion's share of the market share, but now because other competitors, including Prime, including Hulu, including YouTube, and so many more different subscription services out there, and even the traditional TV programming such as HBO and HBO Max, they're all going to online streaming solutions. In fact, the channels are becoming obsolete. It's all online streaming channels, but they continue to invest in new ways to keep their consumers happy and ultimately deliver on a subscription platform that's unique and different. So right now, initially I'd mentioned, they got into original content and became a production company. They had enough subscription, enough cash that they actually started producing their own content. They got the equipment, they got the environment, they got the actors, the writers, what have you, and they produce art that was original, and that was revolutionary at the time for a streaming company to do. Now they're getting into different types of experiences, and I'm sure with artificial intelligence and VR and AR, they're going to get into even more different types of experiences. They've gone ahead and they started playing around with new games and ways to create. Now the games aren't working out from what I have been able to research, and I've tried out their games, but I like the fact that they're doing it. I like the fact that they're experimenting and finding new ways to keep the experience different and unique and engaging on their platform. I also do like the fact that they invest, because they're producing so much content and there's so much need and hunger for good content. They're investing in local communities in the arts sectors to bring in original programming. And a lot of the shows are coming from, independent films that Netflix has subsidized or invested and sponsored in to build a unique. So Stranger Things was an example of this, right? There was the two brothers that really I forgot their names, but they didn't really have much going for them. They did some indie films and basic screenwriting, and it gave them a platform and to go ahead and explore and create something beautiful. And how powerful was that for the brand? And there's been a lot of different types of programming like that and story building that they've been able to do because they've taken such a collaborative approach in creating great art. And that's powerful.
Do you have any particular favorite kind of Netflix originals that have come out over the past few years?
I don't know if I have a favorite because there's so many bloody good
There's
stories.
so many, right?
And now they've
They just
really,
keep
really,
chucking them out.
yeah, they keep chucking them out, and it's hard in fact, I can't even keep up with how, and I think that's a good problem, but it's it definitely there are too many. I wouldn't be able to name them if I could say that I had one.
Hmm.
But I know what really solidified it was that first season of House of Cards. That work was very, very uh, powerful and pivotal, and really bringing me in. And I'm like, hey, this is HBO quality. What have I just witnessed? And there's been a lot of series like that. There's been so many.
I still remember seeing that first poster for House of Cards on a
Right.
tube in London, and I just remember it, vividly. That him sitting on the chair with like the blood running down the sides, and the Netflix logo at the bottom, and I was just like, "What is this? How has this online platform funded this?" I just remember being. It
That
was so exciting at the start.
and there's
Um,
so much depth to the story.
mm,
It was insane, and like everything from what they created was just so detailed.
yeah. Have there been any times where it's been quite hard to love the brand? Maybe they've made decisions or put things out that you've disagreed with, that you thought was the wrong path. You talked about the games that they've been experimenting with and haven't quite landed. Are there other areas where you sort of feel, you know,
Yeah, so I know they're working really hard to kind of feed this, not sustainable appetite for content, and we have become such consumers of content, original programming, and storytelling, and there's so many vast differences in audiences. I do find that over the last couple of years, and I think they're making a turnaround again, where they produce way too much quantity and focus on quantity over quality. I do hope that they go back and really understand that uh, quality is a lot harder to produce and it comes in a lot less quantity because it's just so much more focus and has so much more depth. And but that's what brings in the folks. That's what brings in the subscriber base. That's what brings in loyalty, right? And yeah, I do find that when I did watch it, I'm like, hey, you know what? This quality could have been better. There wasn't enough character development. So they've we've come to expect them as a production house instead of a streaming service, and they do produce in original programming. But I feel like if they go for quality or quantity and they stay down this path, which I know they're reverting back because over the last few times that I've spent a lot of time on Netflix, the quality has improved again. And I'm seeing it go back to the 8 out of 10 out of IMDb and what have you. And if they stay down that path, I think that's where they're going to continue maintaining their loyalty and top tier market share in the industry.
how would you summarize your personal journey with Netflix?
So I'm a lifer. If they keep innovating and delivering, it's hooked me since I was an undergrad, my family, and now and all my friends and folks that I know, anybody, they know Netflix. Whether you want to or not, Netflix is a household brand, and for the right reasons. I was hooked early on, and they haven't given me a reason to switch out. And it's been 20 odd years. That's a long time. I can't remember, and that's part of the reason. I'm here in the brand love letters. I don't think I can remember a brand that I've stuck with for maybe 20 years, maybe with the exception of, I don't know. Like there aren't, maybe there's a handful of brands that I've stuck with that long.
Usman, tell people about where they can connect with you, find what you're doing, and find you online.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am a founder of a digital marketing company that we started about 8 years ago. We do predominantly design, development, social media, and now we're really big into video production, video editing, video storytelling. It's part of the storytelling element that my team and I love. And we can be found on WebWorks Labs, WebWorks .com. We can also be found on all most social media platforms, whether it's Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, Insta, Facebook, what have you, and YouTube. Do check us out, and if you know a friend or family, or if you need help from a design and development perspective, we're always a call or a quick chat away.
Fantastic. And then finally, I'd love for you just to share the love letter that you've prepared for Netflix.
I've been on a couple of other shows. I've seen a couple of other shows, episodes of your podcast. There's some definitely very intimate ones. I'm not sure this will hold the same level, but I'll give it.
Give it
It's
a
more of a
shot. Give it a shot.
thank you. It is what it is. Okay. Dear Netflix, thank you for coming into my life when I was in university and holding my hand and staying with me throughout my journey for the last 2 decades. Thank you for being reliable. Thank you for being there when I was bummed. Thank you for being there when I'm happy. And thank you for being there when I'm just bored. For me, you've been able to create so many memories with my loved ones, my wife, my kids, my parents, my brothers and sisters, and my friends. That's saying a lot. I don't know a lot of other people or brands that can say that. Thank you for being there and understanding what I like and what I don't like and sharing those things only. I notice you try new things every now and then, and I also see you try to keep others happy in other industries and other tastes as well. It's not a simple task, and I commend you for taking it on. But most importantly, thank you for continuing to grow, and thank you for allowing me to stay with you by keeping your promise day in, day out. Everyone in the team at Netflix, from the management to the social team to the brand team to the leadership to the engineers to the back office accountants, the operations team, you're an awesome company, and you took so many challenging decisions that took guts to do something that was so disruptive in a very saturated industry that had excessive fees of gouging its customers. Thank you for changing that industry and making it better for everyone. Keep going and keep taking me with you. I'm a lifer.
Well, Usman, thank you very much for letting us hear your branding love letter.
Oh, no worries. I know it wasn't as good as some of the, especially I think that lady at Instapot, that blogger, was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, yours was excellent too. Thank you very much for
Thank
sharing
you.
and coming on the podcast. We appreciate
Hey,
it.
no problem. It's been a blast.
You've been listening to Branding Love Letters, and I've been Sam Thorogood. I'm on a mission. Equip pioneers like you to bring others onto your journey. Come and find out more at www.pilgrimage.design. Thanks for listening. Oh, and big thanks to Thomas Thorogood for the music. Take it away, Tommy boy.